everybody, how you doing? Welcome to the very first show of 2024. I'm excited for this year. I got a lot of things planned. I hope I can find a way to do it all. I hope I get more subscribers, and I hope I get more support so I can do it all. And I may even move to Florida this year. I haven't decided. I may stay. I don't know. Anyway, as I said in my last show of 2023, I'm going to do some stuff on Motown early in 2024, so we're doing it right now. And why have I not done Motown stuff up to now? It's been 3 years. I don't know really. And I play Motown at least 2-3 times a month. I'm playing Motown in shows that I do. I think, I have to get inspired by things. It has to hit me. And during some of the downtime, during the Christmas break, whatever, I was watching a lot of YouTube, as I always do. I watch a lot of drumming videos on YouTube. I'm a drumming nerd! I was watching a lot of stuff on the Motown drumming. I don't even know why. I think it just came up in my feed. And they were talking a lot about the mechanical part of Motown. Put your left hand here, your right hand here, that kind of thing. But a lot of the beats of Motown can be used in other genres. So really, what makes it Motown? So a lot of times I find things by not thinking of what does it take to be that thing, what does it take to not be that thing. Let me explain. Alex Van Halen, really good drummer, really fine hard rock drummer from Van Halen, played with them for years and years. He does very much a Motown style groove in their version of Pretty Woman, the Van Halen version of Pretty Woman. But when you listen to Alex Van Halen play that, and I don't mean any disrespect to him, it's not Motown. He's hitting very, very hard. He's got a lot of bass drum. The bass drum has a very kind of thin sound, and that snare is really, really, really loud. And to me, it sounds like a really cool hard rock groove, but it doesn't sound like Motown. So I started thinking about Motown. What is the difference? Because I can play the same groove or something similar in my Motown, in the shows that I do Motown in, and it would sound more Motown. And the question, why? And I started to think about the drummers who recorded Motown. We have Benny Benjamin, Uriel Jones, and Pistol Allen. But these guys were mainly jazz musicians. They would play jazz in the clubs, and then after they were done with their gigs, they would go into the studio in Hitsville, downtown in Detroit, and they would record. They had a much lighter touch. It's the touch. If you're banging away, it's not Motown. So you can do two grooves in the way you place your snare and your hi-hat. Now, are there some mechanical grooves? Yes. In fact, today, what I'm going to show you, we're going to go to the drum lab right now. I'm going to show you probably the #1 Motown groove of all time and the #1 fill. #1 groove and #1 fill. But we're also going to talk about the touch. In volume, where you put your hi-hat, your snare, your bass drum. Even some of the people on YouTube that explain it, they play their bass drum much too loud. Much too loud. And in Motown, I'm sorry, you don't rim shot everything. So let's go right to the drum lab now, and let me show you first off, probably the most well-known groove of all of Motown. But more than that, not just the mechanics, but the feel you need to give it. All right, to the drum lab right now. Hey guys, trying a new angle today. I don't know if this is going to work or not. It might be, the camera might be too far away, and I don't have good mics or anything because story of my life, everybody loves what I do. Nobody wants to pay me. Okay, so maybe they don't really like it that much. Okay, so let's talk about Motown. Let's talk about Motown. So there are a lot of Motown grooves, a lot of them. But there is one in particular where anywhere you go and you would ask them, play a Motown groove for drummers, the one I'm going to show you is the one they would play. Even that young British girl that does a lot of like TikTok style videos, very short, like, a minute long, a whole bunch of little, very simple kind of videos, but does them. The Motown, this is the beat that she plays. Although, again, this is a beat. The mechanics are not hard. We're going to do them right now. It's the nuances we're going to talk about that she leaves out and most folks leave out. Okay, so here we go. This is probably, again, the most popular Motown groove of all. If you're on Carnival Cruise Lines and they said, play a Motown groove, this is the one the music director is probably thinking of. Okay, so, very simple. The mechanics are very simple. We're going to put 8 on the hi-hat. Now you can play them straight. I don't. Most of the guys in Motown didn't. It's a little more of a lilt. You're accenting that quarter note. Okay? Now you're going to play the snare on all 4. So we got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now the bass drum part. The bass drum part you most often hear is what I'm going to show you right now. And there are a cajillion variations you can do. But this is probably the main one that is used by, or on the most tunes. So watch. If the bass drum is going to play 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Here we go. You're saying, no, it's not hard. But a lot of guys don't play it correctly, and this is what I mean. Even that young British girl, she's very cute, but she doesn't really play it right. So what do I mean by not playing it right? Alright, so we talked about Benny Benjamin and Uriel Jones and Pistol Allen in the preamble or the preface to this video. Those guys were all jazz guys. They played in the clubs downtown Detroit, and at 2 a.m. they would come in and they would record these really probably what they consider to be pop tunes. It's the hit. You don't hit hard. Now, I'm very authentic on this channel. I never try to pull punches or, even if I get in trouble for saying things, I just go ahead and say them. Alex Van Halen, great drummer. I don't take anything away from him. I got Hot for Teacher. I don't know how to play that. I didn't play when I was younger. I'm not going to play it now. Incredible piece of drumming. That opening is an incredible piece of drumming. But he plays that Motown groove for Pretty Woman way too hard. Way too hard. His feet, his hands, right? If you're doing this, you can see I messed up at the beginning of it. I just kind of played it. If you're doing that, that's not Motown. Remember, those guys are jazz guys, so it's a very relaxed hit. Let's start with the hi-hat. It's really not. It's... And I might even be overdoing it there. It's a very light lilt. Just swinging it a little bit. Even if you don't want to use the shoulder. Tut, 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 tut. It's not tut, 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 tut. It's tut, 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 tut. So that's going to take you a minute if you're not good at it. Now, again, these guys were jazz guys. They're used to playing this. So, and they probably play traditional grip. So I'm going to do traditional grip, right? And by the way, I'm playing this left-handed, I'm leading with my left. If you're right-handed, you would do the opposite. So my hit on the snare, it's not a pound. I'm not winding all the way up. It's a very relaxed. So if I was going to put these two together, I would say mezzo forte. Mezzo forte. If you don't know what that means medium loud. It means I'm not tapping them, but I'm not banging them, right? So again, now that's much closer to the Motown feel. Let's talk about the bass drum. The bass drum, we're not gonna do that, right? Probably they were using a 20-inch bass drum, most likely on most of those tunes, 20-inch, not 22, not 24, not 26. And you know, as a side note, I'm not denigrating the guys that hit loud. Like the girl I work with most often, she closes her show with Led Zeppelin. If I play a Bonham groove and I don't hit hard, I'm not playing a Bonham groove. Bonham was a very hard hitter, and it was cool, and that's the way he played, and that's the style. That's not the Motown style. Those guys were jazz guys. I said it like 5 times now. What they would do is they were used to feathering that bass drum. Very quiet on all 4, probably throughout the night. They did that. So again, a little louder than that, but they were not. I'm even playing with socks on, I never do. So again, mezzo forte, mezzo forte. What did that do? That gave them a dynamic range. So the last chorus, they can come up a little bit, right? Maybe on verses they could come down a little bit, and usually on verses they would go to 2 and 4 on the snare and take out the 1 and 3, so it wouldn't be bop bop bop, it would bop boom boom bop boom boom. You know, usually that's how they did it. So listen, I'm going to play the volume of this, then I'm going to put everything else in. I'm just flipping it down. If I did a match grip, lifting it up about 2 inches, I'm not coming up here. It's just a very nice, loud enough, but not stupid loud hit. All right, so let's do part 2. Ba-ba-da-da! The #1 Motown Fill.
Same bad time, same bad station.
All right, let's talk about the #1 Motown Fill. It is a 6-stroke roll. Now, there are many variations of this, and if you want to know that, you can email me and we can talk about it, and I'll show you many of the variations. But this is the main one that's used. You hear it several times, from My Girl to Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and there are several other tunes. This is the one I believe that Benny Benjamin played most often. So here we go. It is a 6-stroke roll. Now remember, I'm lefty. I'm going to be leading this with my left. I'm going to write the sticking for both the lefty and the righty above me, and I'll even demonstrate it right-handed for you later. Okay? So let's start this. Remember, if you're right-handed, you're going to be doing the opposite of me. Here we go. So watch. Let me just play it for you so you can hear it, and then we'll break it down. Triplets. 1 in the triplet. Although, truth be told, they used to do it from the 3 most often. 1 in the triplet. Now, the other thing, this is a little dynamical thing. Kind of mezzo forte here, medium loud. Pianissimo, 2 medium loud, or loud, and then back to mezzo forte, medium loud. So I'm going dibba-dibba-dibba-dap-bum, dibba-dibba-dibba-dap-bum. It's not dabba-dibba-dibba-dap-ba, dabba-dibba-dibba-dap-ba. It's ba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dap-bum, ba-dibba-dibba-dibba-dap-bum. Listen again. Nice and slow, left-handed. if you miss out on the dynamics, I don't care how fast you do it, it's just not going to sound smooth and cool. That's what makes it cool. That's what makes it cool. That little dynamic. So let me do it right-handed for you. Oh, Glenn, you can't do that. Oh, yes, I can. All right, as if by magic, I'm right-handed. I left the hi-hat out so you can see better, because it'll just, be in the way. So now I'm going to start this with my right hand. Right? Nice and slow. Now tempo. You can see I do it definitely better left-handed. Alright, again, that is a triplet. 3 and a triplet 4, and it is a, not really a crescendo, but like a little dynamic mountain. Medium loud to loud, back to medium loud. Bida-bida-bida-bop, boom. Bida-bida-bida-bop, boom. Alright? And there are 10, 12, 13 variations of that they do. Anyway, that is the number one Motown fill, the number one Motown groove. But more importantly, that is the Motown feel, guys. That is the Motown feel. I don't feel like switching it back and doing all that right now. Those were jazz guys. On none of the Motown songs are they pounding. They are not pounding. They are playing it not like a jazz groove where they're really, really, really down and quiet and just playing this the ride, but instead of here, they're here. Most of the Motown playing is mezzo forte. It is medium loud. They give it a nice hit, but they're not pounding. And that is one of the bits. Also, there's a little bit of a lilt, like in the hi-hat, where they're not very straight eighth. It's not very mechanical. That is the way. That is the way. All right, if you got questions on it, send me your questions. Next week, stay tuned. We're going to do Green Earrings from Steely Dan, played by Bernard Purdie tutorial, and we're going to start a series on the secret of Purdie. All right, hope that helps you. See you on the next one, guys.